I don't know if you've ever met somebody famous before. I know over the course of my life, I've run into people in the airport. Actually, when I was a kid, I got to meet the president. This was back in the Bill Clinton years, and I was kind of an artist as a kid. I'd drawn this picture for the Air Force 50th anniversary celebration, and I actually won this competition. It was a nationwide competition as a young artist, and they flew me and my family to the Pentagon, and we were there at the Pentagon in the courtyard for the Air Force 50th anniversary, and it was awesome. And I remember that the president, he flew in. There was a helicopter that landed. There were Secret Service guys all over on the rooftops. He came down. He did a speech and shared. It was just really exciting. And then at the end of the speech, as he always does, he walked around the edge of the crowd and he shook people's hands. And I muscled my way to the front just like as a little kid, you know, pushing people out of the way. And finally, I found my way to the front where this ribbon was separating the president from the people. And I reached out my hand and he actually shook my hand. I actually held on to it for a moment, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I had a camera in my left hand, and I actually, without knowing it, was performing my first selfie. And so I held a camera out and tried to take a picture of me holding the president's hand, and well, he moved on, and so I didn't get a very good picture. And in that moment, I thought, I know the president. And actually, I went home and I told all my friends, hey, you guys, I've met the president. I know the president. You know, we're buddies. We go way back, you know. And it's funny, if you've ever met somebody famous, there can be a tendency to think, hey, I know them. And even sort of a pride in that, hey, look at me, I know them. Well, in Matthew chapter 7, verse 21, it says, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. And it says, on that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do mighty works in your name? Listen to this. It says, and then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me. Now that's a shocking statement, but that's what the text says, is that there's going to come a day where lots of people will say, oh, Lord, Lord, I knew you. Look, there's Jesus. I know him. And he's going to look at them and say, I never knew you. This is a challenge to every single one of us who chooses to call ourselves believers. Do we truly know Jesus, or do we just know of Jesus? You know, this is a really important thing. There's a term we have for people who act like they know people that they don't actually know, and the term is stalker, right? You know, if you act like you know somebody that you don't really know, over time that gets really weird, right? And so this is kind of the thing that we can do with Jesus sometimes, is we say, oh, I know him. Look, I know who he is, but you actually simply know of him. And so I want to encourage you today, just within your own heart this morning as you start off the day, or whenever you're watching this video, ask God, do I know you? And do you know me? And do we have a relationship? And if the answer is, you know, honestly, if you stood before Jesus today, he'd say, I never knew you, then you have an opportunity this morning or today, whenever you're watching this video, to make a change in your life and say, Jesus, I want to know you. And the beautiful thing is, he will never pull away. He will never walk away. He'll lean in and he'll engage with you, and you will have a relationship with your Heavenly Father.